Хөрхөн охид trap сонсон. Trap сонсон, trap донсон. Түүний сонсдог хөгжим дур булаан. Дагаж дуулан дур булаа мууруулаа.
Hey everybody, welcome to the brand new MMA Roasted Podcast. Gonna be a great podcast today. I got the Greg Wilson in the house.
Hey, buddy.
As well as Weendawg.
Yo, what's up, dude?
And I got my baby here. She's right next to us.
I
want to thank Speedweed. Listen, people, if you live in California, there's no reason that your go-to place for marijuana should not be speedweed.com. Speedweed, they will deliver to you. They have everything from edibles to vapes to CBD. I rub it on me after practice. I do the little squirt CBD. They have everything. They have all kinds of marijuana, indica, sativa, hybrids, THC sex lube. Okay, you want to get your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend high while fucking? I mean, it's just. The possibilities are endless, okay? Go to speedweed.com. Check them out. Follow them at Speedweed. Mention Roasted. You get $10 off orders of $100 or more. And the guy, Gino, is a really, really, really good guy. So I'm telling you, speedweed.com. Check it out. Greg, how the hell are you?
I'm good, buddy. How are you, man?
Fucking, you know what? Everyone tells you, like, get sleep now.
Right.
And I'm like, you guys are, my baby's not going to be fucking loud.
Yeah.
Like, this is my baby. I don't need sleep. Cut to last night, 3 a.m. She's a terror. She just won't, top of her lungs, belting. Wah, wah, wah.
That's what happened,
And then the wife can't sleep. And then the wife's like, she promised me, she's like, get her to bed. I'll give you a blowjob. Right?
That's a pretty good deal.
I was like, okay. I got her to bed. She's all lined up. About to touch my penis and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So cut to me. I slept on the couch last night with her because she needed to be burped. And then, and every time she cries, you think, okay, maybe it's her diaper. All right, she didn't shit herself or pee herself. Okay, maybe she's cold. You wrap her up some more. Maybe she's hungry. Feed her the formula. Maybe she's bored. Just the list goes on.
Yeah.
To the point where I was crying because I didn't get a blowjob. We were actually both crying on the couch last night at 4 o'clock in the morning. So that's what I'm up to.
That's awesome.
And you, what's going on with you?
I was just in El Paso at the comic strip over the weekend.
How was it?
I had great shows. Sold all my merch.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nuts, and it was surprised to sell that much merch because the shows weren't all completely. Most of them weren't sold out.
Well, it's summer in El Paso.
Exactly, and it's the end of summer. They were telling me all these things that were going on too. I guess it was the first week of school and all this. So they were like, "Yeah, no, this is one of those weekends, but it's still great. You still had really big crowds considering and all this." And they loved it. They bought all the merch, and I had a great time. So
does it help in El Paso that your name is Romero now?
I don't think so. Because they don't even do that. The guy still puts the Greg Wilson and still announces me as the Greg Wilson. But when I was on the radio, Buzz was like, "Oh no, it's the Greg Romero Wilson," and I'm like, "Yeah, now it is. We did the rebrand, and that's what's going on now." So he promoted it on the radio as Greg Romero Wilson, but the guy at the club would not. He was like, "Nope, it is the Greg Wilson. That's how I know you."
My dog, by the way, likes you now. He's actually sleeping on you.
Yeah, until I try. I was gonna say I can't touch him though. If I touch him, he's gonna bite my hand off.
Yeah. It's so funny. He's very protective of the baby. Like, but what happens is the wife breastfeeds, and then he gets in line like he's next. You could tell him drooling, like, "Hey, when's my milk?" I'm like, "Dude, you're not getting that milk."
Yeah, all he knows is, "Hey, food comes out of there."
Of course, yeah. Them, the cats. There's 3 cats behind them.
They're all lining up. They're like, "So I get fed next, right?"
The fucking neighbor cats here. Yeah. By the way, the neighbor cat. So the first day we're here, the cat runs away. The black, our white, fluffy cat. Her cat runs away. And then comes back the next morning, but all night long I'm yelling lemon, lemon, lemon. So that's her name. I'm not just yelling lemons for some. But so then there's a black cat now that I think she spent the night with him because he's every night he comes in our backyard waiting for her and they're meowing at each other. It's like, but he's a good guy. I mean, he comes back. He's like,
listen, he's there. Right?
But then she ran away
he's getting that puss.
Together. And by the way, you know who my neighbor used to be? Leonard Neiman. Hallelujah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
Leonard Cohen.
Leonard Cohen. Yeah, he used to live right next door. So anyway,
crazy.
but my cat is in Leonard Cohen's backyard, and I'm like having to do parkour to get her. And then I finally got, yeah, she loves this black cat, though. He happens to be a sweet guy.
Well, you know what they say, once you go black.
Seriously.
Dude, you ever heard a cat fight in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Dude, that's
alarming.
terrifying.
It's alarming.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of scream. It sounds like just girls screaming or something.
like bloody murder.
Yeah. It's. And it almost sounds as bad when they screw. It's
Oh
the
no!
same
Well, when
thing.
they screw, you realize that when they do screw, it's like their penis has like basically it comes in and then
it
it
has,
comes
like,
out and it's like
hook thorns.
it's like nails.
Yeah,
So-
and that scrape the inside of them on the way out.
It really hurts them.
Yeah, it seems like nature was really pissed off when he made cats.
Female cats.
Yeah, just like I'm punishing you.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've seen so many documentaries on cat penises. How they're like, because the whole purpose
How
of it,
many do you need to see?
they just pop
It
up in my
seems like a
YouTube recommended
one
videos.
cat documentary covers it. Like we just covered it in like 2 sentences. You're just like, I just got to verify this information.
how many-
This is a new source. No, this is pusspatrol.org.
How many cat penis documentaries are there?
Well, see, the way YouTube works, the more of like a certain category of video you watch, that's like all they start to recommend. So you go in your recommended videos, and it's all like cat anatomy videos,
Yeah.
cat dissection videos.
Right.
And then you watch those videos, and you go to human dissection videos, which I'm
Right.
very interested in all that kind of stuff, like opening someone's skull after they die. It's pretty cool stuff, dude.
Is this part of your sleeping porn fetish that you talked about last week?
Wait a minute. I got to be honest with you. You know, you don't have to watch these videos. You know that, right?
I'm
you
just
could
interested in this.
But some people, that's what happens. You wind up in that YouTube rabbit hole where you just click, 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 and you're several videos down. I myself am not a victim of this syndrome, but I've seen it a lot. I have the amazing capacity to be like, nope, I got it.
Yeah, really.
I am satisfied. 1-2 videos max. I got to cover.
Or the worst is when you watch like some type of like crazy like right wing conspiracy guy, and you're like, oh wait, I can't believe he said that. Then every time your feed comes up, it's like 10 more.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, if anyone opens up my YouTube, they think that like I'm like I've been radicalized by Alex Jones.
Yeah.
His, like,
Well, that's the thing. I feel like I've done so little watching. Like I put my videos out there, but I spend very little time watching other videos, and so I feel like YouTube can't figure me out. So the recommended videos I get are all over the fucking map. It's like, it starts, like some kid wiping out, then Streisand sings the hits. Then it'll be like, watch Mike Tyson's greatest knockout. Like it's all over the like I feel like they just keep testing me to see what I'm gonna actually like, and I never click on the recommended videos.
Yeah, dude. Well, right now, one of my favorite websites is called crazyshit.com.
Yes.
It's pretty self-explanatory. But it's weird because it's like a mixture of like weird porn and then like ISIS like shoving screwdrivers in people's eyeballs and then people getting blown up. And then it's a weird website.
Now are you still on that?
That's
whole
the stuff that's the stuff that bothers me. That I'm like, should this be out there?
Are you still part of
this?
the sleeping porn fetish? Is that still your thing?
Yeah, but I just wish like there'd be more like broad category of videos for that. It's always like the same kind of video in that porn.
Same person sleeping?
Pretty much, dude. It's like it's not. You can tell it's not a popular fetish, but it's not even like a real fetish for me. It's just something that's curious, makes me curious.
Yeah.
And I want
that I get off to on a regular
I
basis.
do get off
And
to it.
how's it going with your girlfriend? Have you guys had sex yet?
We still haven't had sex, but I'm actually happy you asked me about this because I have some exciting news
What's
to
that?
share to everybody.
It's over.
No, is that I'm finally gonna get baptized to restore my virginity.
What?
I'm gonna get baptized, and then it's gonna restore my virginity. So we
Who's
both.
baptizing you?
I wish we had a live video feed for this as I take off my glasses and rub my temples.
Who's baptizing you?
All right, wait a minute. We can't move on to who's baptizing him. We must back up. What?
Yeah. Why? What? How? What are you talking about?
You're getting baptized. What? Okay, so do you even know what religion you're getting baptized into, first of all?
I think you just need to get a priest, right, or something.
Okay.
You're just looking for a pool of water and a religious person.
What do you mean he's going to restore your virginity?
So when you get baptized, it's like you're becoming reborn, and you're getting all your previous sins cleansed from your body, and also your virginity too. So all the bad.
And
girls you
also,
banged.
if you order now, we're going to throw in your virginity too.
Yeah.
And you're doing this why?
You also won't have herpes anymore.
So that when me and my girlfriend finally make love for the first time,
You're both virgins.
Yeah, dude.
That doesn't count, dude. It's like when girls say they were born again virgin after porn.
Yeah, it's like, no, you
it doesn't-
still-
It doesn't
yeah.
happen. We have proof. It doesn't. It's not gonna take away all the girls all 3 girls you've had sex with. It's not gonna. It's still gonna have
But the thing is, she's religious, not really religious, and her family is religious.
They don't care,
also.
dude. They don't care.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they Catholic?
Yeah, they're very extreme Catholic.
Oh, so that's what it is. So they want you basically to become
They don't get-
baptized in the Catholic Church.
I don't even know what that means, but yeah.
Dude,
No.
this is not as easy as it sounds. They're not going to just you don't just show up in a bathing suit and like, hey, dunk me in the pool, father. I'm ready to fucking fuck this girl. I can't fuck her. Hey, listen, I have the best. Jesus, sure, love him. But I want to fuck her, and I can't do it unless I take a swim in your pool.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not going to be down with that. You have to take like all these fucking classes and all this shit before they fucking baptize you. Are you ready to do that?
Joe, you don't need to do
Yeah,
it.
I mean, the thing is, she's never even asked me how many women I've slept with, and I'm terrified because I'm not going to tell her the truth.
What's the truth?
Like 15, 20 girls.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell her the truth. I'm not going to tell her that, dude.
Why? What do you think would happen if she
I think
found
she'll
out?
be grossed out, and she'll think I'm a man whore.
15, 20, that's not that many. Well, in like a year though, right?
So,
Something like that,
do you?
2 years.
So you love this girl?
I do.
Okay.
Listen, I think it's good you guys had. I'll tell you a story about what happened with me and my wife, right? So we were together for a couple weeks, and we hadn't had sex yet, which is, it's been like 5 or 6, 7 dates, which is not that normal.
That's it for you? No, not at all.
Right. Normally we have sex before the first date.
Exactly. And then you're like, okay, I'm taking you to Chili's. You earned it.
It's like a test drive.
Right,
I actually
yeah.
one time had sex with this girl, and she was like, the first date we banged this stripper, and then a second date I'm like, hey, let's go back. She's like, what do you? No, now you have to earn it. I go, what do you mean?
Strippers can be weird like
she
that.
Goes, she was from Denmark. She goes, I had to make sure that you were good. What's the point of being with you if you weren't going to be good? But now that I know that you're good, you have to actually earn this. And I was like, well, that's a new way of looking at things. But
Well, that's very Scandinavian.
yes. So anyway, so my wife was actually ready.
That is the IKEA approach.
She was ready to go, right? She was
Right.
ready to go, and it was like our seventh date or something, or sixth date. Like I was ready to go the third date, but she's like, "Listen, I happen to like you. Let's not just ruin this." So, or we're not there yet. or-
Well, at least you know what to expect from you sexually.
you're not going to be some fuckboy for me, blah, blah, blah. So what happened was that afternoon, I got a text from this porn star that I never hooked up with. That was like, hey, I just got divorced. I'm having a divorce party. Will you meet me at some bar at like noon or 1? And me, and like, so I go there. It's her and her friend who's also super hot, right? So we go back to my place and we're hooking up, and then we ended up like banging like 3 or 4 times.
Threesome?
Yeah, well, the other one had a boyfriend, so she was just like watching and then like filling in sometimes, but not sex.
Well,
sex.
she just lean over.
Yeah,
and
she was basically like they were both giving me BJs, but at the same time, that wasn't cheating for her. Which I wasn't gonna tell her that actually was considered cheating, but
You don't wanna say it that,
No.
yeah.
So then that night, my penis is like, she went through 4 or 5. So then I still have a date that night with my wife.
Yeah. And the tank is empty.
Empty. Beyond empty. So I go and
Like the final orgasm, it just went.
Yeah, like what's the name used to have a joke about that? I forgot the guy's name, but like a white flag came out that said "bang." Like one of those guns.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go and I like pick up like that stuff from the over the counter from the gas station. Like the Viagra.
Like, yeah.
Like
the stuff that almost killed Lamar Odom.
yeah.
Right,
So I go
perfect.
there and my wife's ready to do it, and I was like, hey, I think we should wait. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I just don't think let's just wait till next time. And she was so annoyed, but like she's like, wow, no one's ever done that. I can't believe it. Like she's like turned on, but at the same time,
Right.
like confused. And of course, I sleep over that night, and my fake Viagra falls out. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, did I leave something at your house? And she said she gave it to her gay friend who tested it out and said it didn't work anyway. So, so long story short,
I wouldn't have thought it would.
for like the next year, my wife would be like, and you didn't even want to bang me that night. And I can't believe, and you give me such a complex. And then under my breath, I'm like, if you only fucking knew what I was doing.
Right.
But finally, I was like, after like the 5th time of her attacking me, I was like, you don't even know the truth. And she's like, what's the truth? And I just told her. At this point, we were already married. And she says to me, and she
You
says
can't
to
get
me,
too mad. We already got a house.
then she says to me, I can't. I'm horrified. I'm like, what? She's like, you took her to your place. That place was so disgusting. What kind of girl would have sex in that place? Like, she was more mortified by how disgusting. And she was kind of relieved because she
Yeah.
thought I wasn't that into her.
Right.
But I was totally into her. I was cummed out. I was 38, 39. I'm not the young
There's only
buck
so
I
much
was.
in the tank. That's right.
Plus I'm on Celexa and Propecia, all that stuff.
Kills that sex drive.
Yes. I was surprised my baby came out. I thought I was done.
You should have named her Propecia.
Yeah, she'd be black. So anyway, so I think it's good that you're waiting in some ways. That's
Yeah, I mean, it's requiring so much self-control because like I'm succumbed to just watching Pornhub.
Now,
like,
what's going to happen when she knows about your porn fetishes? Have you told her?
I mean, I'm sure she's gonna be fine with it. I mean, there's nothing very horrifying about my fetishes except like
No, about the transgenders and the sleeping people. And the
I'm not
dead
telling
people?
her that. That's personal. That's very private to me. I never tell anybody that.
Yeah,
Except for on the show.
I mean, I guess on the show, but these are like my family. The listeners are like my family. I'm not gonna tell nobody.
Sweet little insurance policy.
Yes.
They're like my family. You hear me? You're like my fucking family. Shut your fucking mouth.
All right, let's talk about MMA over the weekend. Did you watch the
I
fights?
did watch the fights.
All right, you watched the fights?
Yes, sir.
First of all, James Vick, that sucks. He was our guy. He's been on the podcast at least 10 times. By the way, people putting on my Instagram, the MMA curse, complete bullshit, okay? Colby Covington's been on the podcast. He's, won like 6 in a row. There are plenty of guys. Anthony Smith. Okay, there's no MMA curse, all right, you fuckers. And it seems like the curse only happens when people lose. All of a sudden. It's
Right. I mean, everybody that's on your show can't win.
Yes, right.
You know what I mean? Like, some are going to lose, some are going to win. It's actually just nature. That's just the way it's going to be.
So fuck off with that, by the way. Now,
But what's his name? Can we talk about? Are we talking about that fight yet? Or are we waiting to talk about that
Gaethje
fight?
versus
Yeah.
Vick? Yeah, let's talk about it.
Oh my god! Because I'm watching it, and he had those long legs and those big kicks, and I was like, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, oh, he's got this.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I'm like, so long as he keeps him at distance with those kicks, which I guess, I mean, the real lesson here is how hard this Gaethje guy fucking hits, because that was pretty much the only shot he got in close enough to land, and I mean, it knocked the soul out of his body.
Yeah, I mean, I also think that cutting 55 pounds before fights is not.
Yeah, that probably leaves you with some low blood sugar.
Yeah, and I maybe I don't know if he would have been able to take that fight if he hadn't been that, but that's not going to help. I think that he's got to move up to. I think he's a 170 pounder. Honestly, I don't think he's a 55 pounder. I think he's.
Well, yeah, especially if he's holding on to it just to have that height advantage. You know, well, if you got to cut that much weight, it's not doing any good. Because he could not gather his senses. It was really something to see, man.
But I do also think there should be a 165-pound weight class because there's a lot of guys. There should be. I don't understand what goes 45, 25, 35, 45, 55, 70, 85, 205. No,
Yeah.
it should be every 10 pounds. That should be it. Every 10 pounds.
You think it should be every 10 pounds?
55, 65, 75, 85, 95. Why not? I mean, why?
I guess the reasoning is there's fewer big fighters, so you don't have all these subdivisions because there's just not enough of these guys.
No, there's fewer heavyweights, but there are plenty of guys that are 205 and 195 or 195 and 185. It'll be fine. It just seems like it's not fair to guys because guys that are in between. There's a bunch of guys in between 70 and 55 that are cutting too much. They're not big enough for 170. The guys like. Kevin Lee and now this dude and these other guys, and they're not small enough for, they're too small for 70 and too big for 55. So it's just they're in that weird category.
See, I'm on the other side of the fence of this. I always thought they had too many weight classes. I think they should be 20 pounds apart and just have a lot fewer of them. You increase competition, I think.
I don't know. Yeah, but you've never played, you never wrestled?
No, but that's the thing. I've never fought, so maybe that is a huge deal. But I just hated all these other subdivisions.
Even in high school wrestling,
it's like.
But even in college wrestling, the difference between 135 and 140 is huge, and that's 5 pounds.
Yeah.
So now we're talking 15 pounds, and if you go every 20 pounds, it's just going to be huge. I understand what you're saying, though. I get it, but it would really give some guys an advantage, some guys a disadvantage. So Michael Johnson, Andre Fili. That was a close fight.
That was a close fight. That was a good fight. And it was surprising that the one judge that went for Fili gave all 3 rounds to him.
Which is retarded.
His was the only one that was 30-27.
Yeah.
So I thought I found that very interesting. He won because I thought it was 29-28. But I really thought it was more Fili 29-28 than Michael Johnson. I was surprised it went that way. I thought it was really going to cut the other way.
Yeah, a lot of people thought it was going to cut the other way. And go Andre Fili's way. And Andre Fili thought that too.
Completely. You could see it. He was like, get the fuck out. Because he was definitely more aggressive. Landed more punches. I
thought he was going to finish the fight in the second.
Yeah, but Michael Johnson held him down longer. Yeah, he was on top of him longer. So maybe that's what ultimately became the deciding factor was he just was in control on top longer time-wise. But I thought Fili did more.
I thought a draw would have been fine too.
Yeah. It was that close.
Also, Courtney Casey, Angela Hill.
Yeah.
Similar.
I didn't watch that one, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Brian Barberena, Ellenberger.
I'm
happy that Jake didn't take that much damage. Didn't get hurt, hurt. And that he's done.
First round TKO, boy, that was tough.
Yeah, it was tough. It's honestly, I'm not going to say shoulda, coulda, woulda, but when you lose 8 out of your last 10, maybe a couple fights ago we could have saw the end.
And all I kept thinking was about our conversation. Like, should he? And you were like, if he gets knocked out again, yes. And I watched this. I'm like, to me, this is a pretty definitive.
Yeah.
I think it's time, maybe to coach.
Yeah.
Let's stick to coaching now. Which is not a bad thing. That's a great
or business or
but
something
I mean,
else.
that's a great second act.
Oh, you
still get to do what you love to do
But he's
with
a
the
smart
next
guy.
round of
He can
guys.
do business. He
Oh
can do-
yeah, absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, it's time to move on to the next act.
Yeah.
And if you
That's the good thing about comedy. It's usually like you don't see comics where it's time to retire. It's almost like they never should have started.
No, that's true. Yeah, they either belong in it or they don't. And
Yeah.
if you do belong in it, you're a lifer.
Yeah.
I
feel bad 'cause I've been writing so many new jokes, and I get so excited about them, about the kid.
Yeah.
But my old stuff can't follow it a little bit. Well, also,
Well, because
at
they're
the
two different phases of life.
And also at the Dime Bar, everyone's heard my old shit, so
Yeah.
like they're like, "Oh my god, new shit!" They're all excited, and then like I'm like, "All right, time for some old shit," and then I was like, fucking tuning out. So you know who's doing comedy at the Dime is Krista Allen. She used to be on Baywatch and
Yeah.
Days of Our Lives.
Uh-huh.
Fucking smoking hot.
Yeah.
Oh man, really hot.
How's
girl.
the stand-up, though?
She's a really pretty girl. She's one of those girls that has a ton of potential.
Sure.
She just needs to do it more.
Well, and that's what it comes down to is the reps, and a lot of these girls that want to do it. It's not that they're not funny, even though they're very charismatic, and of course everyone's told them they're funny because they're hot. But I mean, a lot of times they're very charismatic. And they can have, but when it comes to grinding it out to develop an act, they're not going to do that part.
I think also the key to you say, which I hate to admit it, but there are so many times that guys laugh at girls that are hot because
Yeah.
they're trying to sleep with them.
Right.
And now they're like, "Oh, I should be a comic," And
it happens a lot.
And guys, just laugh at things that are funny because you're not helping comedy. But no, I don't know.
I was about to say, dude, you're just asking men to do something they're not going to do. They're like, easy for you to say, I'm trying to fuck this bitch.
Yeah.
So I'm going to laugh at every fucking word out of her mouth.
I've never done that though. Have you done that?
You are lying.
I've never laughed at someone
What?
at a girl because I'm trying to sleep with her.
Oh my God. I pretend like she's the funniest thing since Charlie Chaplin.
Really?
Oh my God, yes. I'm like, you should be the next Ace Ventura. You're hilarious. I'll do whatever it takes. Well, I used to, yeah.
Wow. And you, Joe, do you ever laugh?
I mean,
at
she
them?
had to be really hot, But for sure, I definitely fake laughed at a lot of hot girls' jokes.
I've never done.
You know, I know
would say
because
I've
they would
never
always-
done it. That was just not my thing.
But you see, I knew it because you can't not because they're so funny when you give them the laugh like, oh, that's funny. They're like, oh my God, I made the comedian laugh.
It's the worst.
And then it's like, yeah, well, you're pretty funny. Let's go talk about it over a line of Coke in my room.
That's horrible.
We'll make each other laugh until our pants
Line
come
of
off.
Coke in your room.
Whatever, you know what I mean.
Come
Drink at the
on.
bar, depending on where you're at.
So Brian Barber. Oh yeah. So that the John Moraga fight. This guy Davison Figueiredo, the guy with the red strip in his hair, the Brazilian.
I didn't think I saw that one.
Dude is a monster.
Yeah.
Undefeated. Oh, that dude is a fucking monster.
Him and the Ronnie Yaya dude.
Yeah.
Dude, those guys are
Yeah, but
scary.
Yaya's lost a bunch. This guy's never lost.
Oh, really?
This dude's never lost. I don't know. He's from Brazil. I don't know anything about him other than the fact that the dude's a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Anders was actually, I was worried because the first round he looked terrible. And that's my boy. And then he came back in the second and the third. He did that kick with like 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
Knocked the guy into next week, which was awesome.
But that was a scary kick, too, that soccer kick. And it was like half a millimeter from being an illegal kick, right?
Which would have sucked.
It was so close.
Why, was he going down at the time?
Well, the guy who he kicked was like sort of on his back, and he was like getting up, and his hand was like literally like a hair from the mat when he ate the
Right.
shin to the face, and he got knocked out.
And Eric was in a tough position because he's coming off his first loss to Machida ever, and he's a 10-1 favorite.
Yeah.
So, like, everyone's like, oh, you're going to... And then the other guy had nothing to lose.
Right.
Literally nothing
Right.
to lose. And the dude could take a punch because Eric was letting some... I'm like, oh, my God, this dude's... I'm like, please don't lose. Please don't lose. He sent me his shirt and said, your boy.
Yeah.
He came to my show. I'm like, this is my guy. And he won. James Krause looked great. Beat Warley Alves, who has a win over Colby Covington and Alan Juban. And Krause knocked him out.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I'll tell you, Corey Sanhagen against Yuri Alcantara was caught in an armbar.
Oh yeah, dude, that was intense.
How did he get out of that?
That was so cringy too. Like watching someone like in a deep armbar. But I think the problem was the guy who armbarred him. Like he went for the arm in the armpit armbar, where you don't really have control over like where the thumb is. Because when you do the armbar, you want the thumb to be in the sky.
Yeah.
But he put his arm like in his armpit. So I think that had to contribute.
But how does a guy from Brazil who's a Brazilian black belt not know that?
I don't know. I'm only blue belt. I don't even know for sure. But that's just my opinion watching it. But that looked nasty. He said his arm popped, and he said in the post-fight interview, like, my arm popped, might as well just break it. That's a tough dude.
Yeah. And then Andrew Sanchez beat Marcus Perez. That was a close fight. Mickey Gall won. And then
That was a good fight. That
amazing.
Mickey Gall looked good. I was like,
murdered
Mickey,
him.
I know. I was like, Mickey Gall.
But then he called out Sage Northcutt again. Like, you can't call out guys that you just destroyed.
That you already beat, exactly. I want to beat him up again. I think he's got to call you out again.
That's just like a bully.
Totally, it's like a bully going, I'm going to go beat up that kid again. That was pretty good the first time.
What if he wins the title? Did he keep calling out Sage Northcutt?
I guess,
hilarious.
well, he's like, that's the only fight anybody pays attention to.
Who's the
I
other two
know.
people that he called out? Because he called out
He
like
called out the
three
guy that beat him.
Yeah,
that guy that beat him, and then I forgot. But yeah, that was crazy. He called out Northcutt again, and then Joanne Calderwood looked good. She was getting beat up in the first.
Yeah.
Came up and then caught that, and that girl tapped with 1 second left.
I know, that was tight. I was like, she's not going to finish it. And then all of a sudden she tapped. I was like, oh my God, she did it.
Yeah.
But I was really happy for Calderwood. She looked good.
Yeah, it's weird that she's dating. I think she's dating John Wood now, because John Wood. Since I've known John Wood, and I like John, he's my man, he's my friend. But since I've known him, he dated Tito Ortiz's wife, the girl who was the Amber,
Yeah.
the girl who was the ring girl. Then he went out with Jenna Jameson.
Oh, wait,
And-
hold on a second. So Ellenberger did retire.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
He did after the fight. He left.
Okay.
He left his gloves in the middle of the cage. That means he retired.
Right. Oh, well, good for him then.
And then he was dating Jenna Jameson, and they were on Celebrity Rehab Couples Edition or some bullshit. And then he was dating the other girl that was dating Josh Barnett, Colleen. This guy John Wood.
Yeah.
He's crushing it, dude.
Boy, no kidding. This guy's leaving a trail of bodies everywhere he goes.
And then he has a kid with this smoking hot blonde hair girl, Jana Wood, I guess now. But now he's dating this girl that he's training. What's her name? JoJo. Like,
Good
weird.
Man, this guy's got
his
the
last name was
touch.
Wood.
Because you got the touch.
Yeah.
You got the power.
I don't know, but it just sounds like you should not date the girl you're training. It just sounds like a recipe for disaster.
And JoJo seems like it's weird because she has like this super sweet personality with a very soft voice, and then she's covered with these hardcore tattoos.
Yeah.
That's a lot of them. You find that a lot in this business where they look hardcore, and then you get them. We have them on the podcast. Like, hey, it's great to talk to you guys. No, I'm having a great time. Or with the accent or whatever, and then and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
you're expecting to be like, yeah, having a great time here.
Yeah.
It's great to be with the guys. I want to work hard and rip some chick's tits up. But that's not how they sound at all.
By the way, how's Quan Ho Cock doing? One Ho Cock.
I talked to him just this weekend. Do you want me to play it for you?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me play this for you.
Okay.
Hey, One Old Cock, it's Greg Wilson. How are you? It's good to hear you.
Is that right? You were laughing the whole conversation? Oh, that was the whole conversation?
Let me see if we can get it back here. Let me see if we can get it back.
What happened with your conversation with One Ho Cock?
One whole cock ready for all fighter at all time.
But you went 0-2 in the UFC.
That's because the UFC is a prejudice.
Against what?
Asian people.
But you got beat up every time you fought.
Yes, but I flew very far away.
That's true.
The travel is very difficult on my tiny body.
Oh, are you making a comeback?
I make a comeback all the time.
Well, against who?
In the morning versus breakfast. I defeated the egg and the bacon.
But and fighting wise, are you gonna?
This is a major challenge for me. My jaw very sore.
All right. Okay. Well. All right. Well. Good luck with everything. You want
Thank
Ho Cock?
you.
Yes.
So good to see you too.
Good to see you too, man.
Enjoy the General Tso chicken.
Thank you.
I like how that started as a voicemail on Greg's phone, and then Adam just joined in and started interviewing him.
Somehow.
You run a seamless operation.
Now,
I was trying to do all the thing. I was like, I can't do it. It's too many moving parts.
by the way,
I'm too
congrats to
tired.
Rowdy Beck, who won her bare knuckle fight.
Yeah, I watched that
Rowdy
card, dude.
Beck.
You watched it?
I watched the whole card.
You ordered it on Fight TV?
My brother-in-law ordered it.
Oh, nice.
It's only $30, but it's pretty entertaining.
And then Magana won the Knuckles Deep Championship too, by the way. So Rowdy Beck, how did she look?
She looked good. The girl she fought, she was like, I think she was an improvement in competition, like over her last opponent.
Yeah.
But she was a lot better, but just her movement was kind of odd. But Rowdy, I mean, this is her game, dude. She found her calling card.
Yeah, she found her niche.
And then Kendall Grove won too, right?
Yeah, I mean, some of the fights you can tell it's not like the most skilled people. I heard that it's like one like ex MMA fighter and then someone from the stands, dude. It's like how the bare knuckle boxing goes.
And isn't it like? Don't they hold in? Like Sturgis? Like,
I'm telling you, I think
like in lawless country where,
no, it's only in Wyoming.
Yeah, where there's basically like no laws, no one to stop.
Well, I honestly think that we should start...
No athletic commission.
I think we should start bare knuckle MMA. Because bare knuckle, we'll just go to Wyoming.
Yeah.
And there's no bare knuckle MMA right now.
Do it.
And me and you, we'll be the commissioners.
Perfect.
CB Gold will be Ariel Hawani. You could be the matchmaker, Joe.
Oh, I love that. Dude.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's great.
Nobody's doing it right now.
I'll run around with big fat cigars, right? I'm like, I'm the commissioner. Commissioner of this here bare knuckle MMA league.
We know all the fighters that'll do it. We know all the fighters.
Hey, listen, if you can put the money, that's the thing. All we need is money.
Bare knuckle MMA.
Wouldn't like Dana sponsor that? Wouldn't he buy it up and like?
Let's hope so. Yeah, please buy it up. Dana, we'll sell it to you just right now. We'll sell it to you sight unseen. Whatever you want to pay us, we'll take it.
So if any of you guys want to be in our bare knuckle MMA event,
tweet us. Yeah,
tweet us. We're gonna put some fights together.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good. It's basically it's MMA.
Just tweet us #knuckledeep.
Here are the rules. No gloves.
No gloves.
And that's it.
Mandatory mid-fight finger bangs.
Speaking of which, so there was a rumor that it was going to be Paige Van Zandt versus Rachel Ostovich. You know Rachel Ostovich?
I don't think so.
She's like this Hawaiian who's just smoking hot, like curvy. Just
I like it already.
And but
big
now
old titties, big old ass.
But now they're saying it's not going to happen.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But I said it's going to be the first fight where the cornerman applies Vaseline to himself.
I was about to say it's like I'll be the cornerman.
But I'll
be the cornerman exclusively for the tits. Like, they'll need someone to actually do the other stuff. I'll coach and care for the titties.
I think Paige loses that fight anyways.
Loses the fight?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, she hasn't fought in like 4 years, right?
Well, they're both 0-2 in the last 4 fights.
Oh.
Combined 4 fights. So, but meanwhile, it was good because they're so hot. It was gonna be like the main card on ESPN. Like, welcome to fighting. Like, yeah. So, Mayweather offered McGregor to train him for the Khabib fight.
Okay.
Which
could hurt.
You think so? I don't know. I mean, boxing and boxing MMA are two different types of boxing. Especially the type of boxing that for MMA that you're gonna have to do against Khabib, who's shooting takedowns, is not really conducive to what Mayweather probably could teach him.
Right. And you're thinking that, he already has great MMA boxing.
He has amazing.
Like the best MMA boxing of all time.
His hands are insane.
Right.
I mean, he went 9 rounds with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
I mean, how many MMA fighters can do that?
Yeah.
Probably none.
0. You're exactly right.
So
0.
I think he needs takedown defense is really what he needs to be working on.
Right.
Because Khabib's going to be shooting takedowns left and right.
And
that's going to be a different style of wrestling. I mean, Ali Quinta was, I think, second in the state or third in the state in New York, high school, wrestled college. I think it was like junior college All-American. And Khabib just took him down at will. So what's he going to do against Conor McGregor?
Yeah.
But that's his only shot of winning is takedowns. Because if he lands a punch, that fight's over. If McGregor lands a flush right hand or left hand, whatever he throws, it's over.
Did you watch the Logan Paul KSI boxing
Did you watch
match?
that too?
I just watched the highlights.
No, it was a draw. I heard it was pretty good though.
Yeah, so it was Logan versus KSI. I don't know who these people are.
Logan Paul, now that they've shut down his YouTube account, he's now moved over to boxing.
I don't even know.
They went
to
the O2 Arena. They sold like 850,000 buys. He fought some guy that was a video game guy. I heard they made like millions and millions of dollars for this.
Good for them. That's a huge market.
They like streamed it for like $10. All these little kids bought it, and it was a draw. It was a draw. I heard he looked pretty good. He was a high school wrestler. He plays in the state of Ohio.
Okay.
He's a good athlete. He trained very hard for this.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's a big dude. Both him and his brother are pretty big dudes.
His brother fought too, and he won his fight.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they both
and
fought
he's the
black
one that's
dudes.
still a YouTube star, right?
Yeah.
Like the biggest YouTube star in the world or whatever.
So
I don't know about that.
Who?
But he's pretty big.
Yeah.
I think PewDiePie is still like the #1.
Oh, is that right?
He just plays video games and has like 60 million subscribers. It's retarded.
So Tito Ortiz says he's training for Chuck Liddell. According to Tito, this is how he's training. I'm going to try to play it, as you can hear. Which are you going to watch this?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Actually 6 days a week, 5 days a week. I'll train 3 days a week. One of those days I will train 2 days of the week. So 6 days a week I'll be training.
Okay.
What?
Was that speech written by Dr. Seuss? Dang, dude.
Good one, Weendawg.
The fight should be off based on that interview.
Yeah, well, listen, luckily there's no math test. Because that math didn't work out. I'm training 6 days a week. 3 of those days I'm training. and then the other days I'm not, but 5 days I'm not training for the other 3 days, and then one day I train. So
What
6
is that?
days.
I don't even understand. I mean,
I don't know what he just said. I really don't. I couldn't.
but he was being serious. He wasn't
Completely.
You know what? I thought he was going to kill Chuck Liddell, but based on that interview, I think Chuck might win. I think he might just be like, "What's 4 + 3?" and then just punch him in the face. I mean, what kind of math was that? I mean, his head is so big. How do you? What is that? I don't even understand that. That was crazy.
That is crazy. I have no idea.
I mean, what?
What fight league is that under?
Play it again.
It's under Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy promotion. Someone said it should be Golden Years.
And it's an MMA fight?
Yeah, it's the third one. Obviously, Chuck won the first 2. Those were the huge fights.
Yeah.
And now here, I'll play this again. All right. So this is Tito Ortiz.
Let's hear this again.
Explaining how he's training for the Chuck Liddell trilogy.
I train 6 days, actually 6 days a week. 5 days a week, I'll train 3 days a week. One of those days, I will train 2 days of the week. So 6 days a week, I'll be training.
I feel like he just got a massive concussion right before that interview.
No, I have no. That was hearing it twice. It became even more mysterious. It makes less sense now than it did after the first
It's
time.
like a math question they put on the SATs to like confuse you. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like he realized that he admitted he's actually only training 3 days a week and then tried to back out of it.
I think I'm going to answer all my questions. Like, my wife's like, "Where are you going this weekend?" Well, Monday I'm going Wednesday, and Wednesday I'm going Thursday, and Thursday Friday, and Friday I'm doing Thursday's show. Just like
So I'm booked all week, hon. Sorry, I'm booked all week. Most of it on Friday.
that's like when your girlfriend says, "How many girls have you slept with?" Just be like, "I slept with 1 girl, but then I also slept with 2 girls, and then maybe 3 girls and 2 girls." I mean, that's the answer to all. Like, my baby's crying based on that answer. That's because she could actually answer the question better than that.
But she's like, "Your friends are too loud, Daddy."
That was crazy. That was insane.
That is insane. Like, that literally sounds like you're legitimately punchy.
You think? I mean, but when you talk to Tito, he's not like that. He's not exactly.
I know. I'm just saying that does.
Oh, yeah.
Everything else I've seen from him does not seem that way. In fact, it seems like he's really come out mentally relatively unscathed normally.
Yeah.
But that sounds like you said, like he had gotten kicked in the head 5 minutes before the interview.
He's cross-eyed and everything.
Totally. He's like the 5 days, the 3 days, but 1 day, and then 6 days.
Did you see the other fight? You see the other fight between Luis J. Gomez and then
I did see that.
the
You
O'Neal
know Luis
dude?
Gomez? He's a comedian in New York. He's doing well. He has a guy, nice guy. Yeah, he fought some guy over the weekend at Ellis Mania. I watched it. Luis looked good. The other guy said he was a black belt in Taekwondo.
No.
I guess he was, but I don't.
40 years ago.
I mean, it didn't seem like his skills were on par.
Yeah.
Because he basically he was doing okay, and then he threw a kick and left it there. Luis just caught it, took him down for a double leg, and then just pounded him out the first round. And that was most of the damage.
Good for Luis.
Second round, the other guy won. Third round, Luis won more, but they were both pretty tired. But it was cool. Luis had Bisping in his corner and was like super
good for
happy.
him.
And it was, good for Luis.
Yeah, and then did Ellis fight too? He did, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he fought Kyle Kingsbury.
Is that right?
Yeah, Ellis always fights at him. But the Lewis one was the one. There was a lot of shit talking and this and that.
I'm sure there was. There's a lot of that New York shit talking, from what I understand.
Yeah, totally. So let's talk about what else is going on. So that was that. This week's, are there any fights this week? I'm looking right now.
No, I think the next one is September 8th, and that's the Woodley Till card.
Well, actually, you're wrong, Joe.
You
Okay.
serious?
Yes, because this PFL fight
Damn.
is Smelino Rama, my friend Smelino, who took me around Calgary.
I was going to say, if there's an open weekend, somebody's covering it.
So Smelino Rama showed me, like, he used to be in gangs in Calgary, and used to be like a leg breaker, I'm pretty sure. And
that sounds right.
He's a great guy, but a guy that you don't want to fuck with. And he'd be like, he shook me around Calgary. He's like, "Hey, see that corner? That's where I bit someone's face off, and that's where I did this and that." And now he's the fighter. He reformed himself. He's doing well. He's fighting James Abdallah. That's also Sean O'Connell, who wants to be a commentator. Like, he keeps calling, he's really good on the mic.
Yeah.
But after all his fight, he's like, "Hey, PFL, please let me commentate." Like, he keeps calling out the organization to let him commentate and
Why
not
not?
fight.
Hey, listen, you don't know if you don't ask.
Yeah, but it's weird to have a guy call out the commentator.
That is weird.
And then my friend Paul Bradley, All-American in Iowa, wrestled for Bellator, wrestled for thing. He's fighting Henderson Ferreira. I don't really know that guy, but Mike Kyle's fighting. Kyle was famous for.
Can I tell you, Henderson Ferreira? That just sounds like somebody that has like really luxurious long hair.
Henderson. He was 11-1.
Yeah,
and
it just
then,
comes out just like, I'm Henderson.
So Mike Kyle's a guy who's been around forever. He actually soccer kicked a guy one time after a fight. Wasn't very nice. And Jason High versus Johnny Case.
Which
That should be. Jason High has the worst luck ever. He's the guy that like they called a tap when he didn't tap his first fight. So he pushed a ref in the UFC, got kicked out of there. Then beat up after he got against Efren Escudero. He was winning the fight, and then he got caught in a guillotine but didn't tap. But they called the tap anyways. Then he trashed the place, and then his last fight he lost to a stud. But that time he's fighting Johnny Case, who was a good dude, was in the UFC. That's a good fight. That's a really, really good fight. That's on the undercard on Facebook. So I'm excited.
Yeah, Facebook Live or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Facebook TV. Does anybody watch that?
No.
Me and 6 people. And
I was gonna say, I mean, because sometimes they'll like, I guess the Ball brothers, you know.
No, they got like 2,000.
They had a show like because they would reference it on SportsCenter and stuff like that, and they'd be like, yeah, they got that show on Facebook Live or
Facebook Watch.
Yeah, and I'm like, the fuck is that? I didn't
Some people
realize
are
that
watching
existed.
it. Some people, and the thing is they like replay it. So like, you know, so you could see it over and over again. And then this week Invicta. Who do we know on this card?
Ladies.
Pearl Gonzalez, who, if you want to follow a hot chick's Instagram,
Yep.
I mean, you talk about this chick shows everything.
Listen, I need to follow more dudes because my girl was looking over my shoulder the other day as I'm scrolling through my. I was just checking out Instagram. We were just sitting on the couch, and I decided to scroll through Instagram, whatever, and I feel her watching, and I realize it's a lot of chicks.
Yes.
Just one after the other, and a lot of them are like kind of hot. And this isn't on purpose. These are
I
like
had to
people that
unfollow
follow
that,
me that then I guess I followed, and I don't follow a lot of people versus how many people follow me.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Like, you know, Tanya Evinger's girlfriend that she brought over.
Yeah.
I followed her and I looked at all of her pictures. I'm like, dude, I gotta unfollow her.
Why?
Because like she's like naked in all of her pictures.
Well,
My
and that's
girlfriend
the
goes
other
on my
thing is I
Instagram.
feel like these girls are just posting a lot more than everybody else I follow. Because everybody else I follow is just like people that I just know in my regular life, and they post like one thing a week. So it's just the girls that
And
are
then your
taking all
feed,
these
and it gets-
nasty.
and the feed comes like 10 in a row, right?
Right, all in a row. This girl, you know, live life to the fullest. You know, always be a babe. Always, you know, and I'm like, I don't know where the guys are. There's Adam, big dime show. Okay, like it's just. I'm
like it when the girls, like-
it looks far worse than it really is.
I like when you could see like her asshole and what she ate for like lunch, and she's like, "Only God can judge me." I'm like, "No, I can judge."
I can judge you. I'm judging you right now. You're disgusting.
Well, dude, I had to unfollow Gary Tonin on Twitter because every single time I would scroll through my Twitter feed, I'd see posts that he liked, not his posts. And it's always porno posts.
I think you could like change the settings.
It'd be like Riley
on that.
Reid fingering her pussy. I'm like, I'm just trying to like scroll through my Twitter, dude.
I remember one time.
Yeah, I've had to cut some of those out too because it's like, nope.
I think Phil Baroni was hacked, and then like his ex, whatever, showed a dick pic that he posted from his phone, and then Tonin liked it, and he said like, I want to get to your level of coolness. Anyway, so also, so Pearl's fighting, but she's the one that had implants that they almost didn't let her fight in New York because of her implants.
Oh, right.
Who did she fight? We had the girl on the podcast who punched her in the implants. It was the girl that got popped for the weed. From Team Alpha Male. You know what I'm talking about?
We mentioned this because she hurt her hand?
No, she was.
this or something?
I asked her if she.
Had they settled yet?
I asked her if she felt the implants. Yes, she did actually.
Yeah.
And they said they were nice. So she's Raquel Polohi. We had her on the podcast. If you were there for that show,
Maybe.
She's from Hawaii, taking on Shanna Young, Kelly D'Angelo. She's been around forever. And then Kay Hansen. We had her on the show. She's the one who was 18 years old.
Yeah,
we
the
talked to her.
Republican.
Guns. Shoots guns.
Hey, listen, live your life, man.
Yeah, of course.
I grew up in Texas. I love shooting guns.
What do you think of Louis C.K. coming back?
I didn't see that he was, but I figured it was a matter of time before he did.
It's trending on Twitter.
Oh, okay. So this is brand new. This is a fresh announcement?
Yes. Well, it's trending on Twitter. No, he did a show last night.
Where at?
At the Comedy Cellar.
Okay.
Got a standing ovation. And a lot of people are very angry, as you can imagine.
Sure.
Some people are defending him. Michael Ian Black defended him, saying, didn't defend him, but said, it's all about redemption and give it,
Totally. I mean, that's the thing. We love tearing people down in this country. It's our favorite thing to do. If you rise, we want to find some way to tear you down. But then we love a comeback. We love you to rise from the ashes. If people are upset about it, it's because they feel like it's too soon.
That's what a lot of girls said. It's a lot of female comics are angry about it. Some male comics.
But then it's like, well, how long do they need to wait for your permission?
Julian McCullough tweeted about it, saying it was bullshit. It was people need to walk out and comics need to band together. And I don't know. I mean, look, my feeling is I believe in second chances.
Yeah.
And what he did was wrong, was morally fucked up. Was it illegal? No. And if we're gonna give Sean Penn a second chance, who like beat up Madonna or some of the other people, which I don't, or Chris Brown,
Kobe Bryant,
Sure.
Kobe Bryant,
Yeah.
What Louis C.K. did compared to what Chris Brown did.
Yeah.
I would say not even in the same.
Well, Louis, he got permission to jerk off with those girls, right? He asked them, or did he just come out of the room?
No, generally he'd be like, "Do you mind if I jerk off?" And they thought he was kidding. I guess was what it really was.
Yeah.
Until he took all his clothes off and started masturbating.
So I'm not defending what he did. At the same time, like I believe in redemption and also this like thing of like go away. Look, if you go away for 3 years versus 2 years or a year, like when's the right amount of time to go away anyway? I mean,
Exactly. Like now? Okay, you're not happy with it. Okay, so how long does he have to stay away then?
Yeah.
If you're not, if you say it's too soon, well then give us a number.
Yeah.
It'd be like at least another year. Okay, then in another year you can't complain.
Right,
but not that he has to adhere to that. I'm just saying.
But also that's like weird because some people, there are kids that like, okay, some kids you tell them don't do that, and it takes them 5 minutes to get it.
Yeah.
Other times you tell them for 6 years and they still don't get it. So it's not even like the amount of time you go away is necessarily gonna be equivalent to the amount of like what you did wrong.
Right, and
like
there's some people that there's no amount of time that's going to be enough. They're going to want him to just be away, being punished forever.
Yeah.
But you have to keep in mind that it'll be your turn too one day, and you'll hope that people cut you a break. I mean, that's the thing. We go around treating these people like it could never happen to us, like we're all so fucking perfect that there's no dirt that could ever come back to haunt us. Well, get famous, motherfucker, and we'll find out real fast. Because the second fame starts coming your way, you start thinking about all the shit you need to delete.
Yeah.
That's why if I become famous, we have to just erase this entire podcast.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Like, because then they go through all your shit with a fine-tooth comb, and they're going to find something on you, too.
The Guardians of the Galaxy director, they went deep into his Twitter, deep.
And he made jokes. That's the thing.
He was trying to be shocking. And shock comedy is almost like people just don't get shock comedy now.
Mm-hmm.
Like it never existed. It's like, no, this was a legitimate form of comedy up until about a year ago. Or 2 years ago.
And that's the whole thing. It's like you have to look in intent, right? The intent is to make you laugh.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the point. A lot of times you fail at that.
Well, and the other thing is he wasn't a comedian. If it's a comedian, then it's a little bit easier to see that it's comedy. When you're just a person and it's taken out of context and you just see all these man-boy love jokes all over the place, all you see is a pattern that to you adds up to, oh, this guy's a fucking sicko, which maybe in the end we find out that is true. But it's out of context that it looks that way. In context, maybe that was his go-to shock joke.
I just hate the fact that, like, for comics, you make 10 jokes and 2 of them are going to work. Usually, if you're a good comic, maybe 3.
In terms of new material.
Which means like 7 of them don't work. Okay? And now we're taking away the ability to fail.
Right.
It's every joke that you say must be a perfect joke. Otherwise, you're in
that
trouble.
doesn't offend anybody.
And then
has no knives on it, no thorns.
Even today, when I tweeted out like the Paige Van Zandt, Rachel Ostovich, and I said if that fight, the first time that a guy applies, Vaseline to himself, right?
Right.
Now, females were laughing their asses off. They were the ones running, female fighters especially. But I know it's only a matter of time before someone says, you're a sexist pig, that's not right, these are female athletes, you have a daughter, all this shit that like, and it's like, yes, but those are all true. But it doesn't mean you can't make a fucking joke about 2 smoking hot girls fighting each other who post all the time provocative pictures of themselves on the internet.
It becomes, again, it's out of context, and people just, and that's the thing is, you give everybody a voice, and that's the way it's always going to be.
And this is what we want to do. We want to start, like, it's like we're working backwards. We're working to become a country where humor is illegal. It's like we're going the other way. We're going to Saudi Arabia. Where like if you offend anyone, you get fucking stoned to death.
There was a time when they wanted us to be edgy, and that was the thing. Now, if you're edgy, it's like, why? Oh, I have a friend that has that, and I do this that does that. You know, and it's like you don't. And it's
how many times do you get where I think you're hilarious, but the people I work with are going to get upset, so we're not going to book you. Instead, we're going to book a comic who's going to make nobody laugh, but no one's going to get upset.
No one's going to. Well, and when it comes to corporate comedy, that is the achievement.
Yeah.
The achievement in corporate comedy is not funny. The achievement in corporate comedy is not offending anyone. And if you can do that, you can make a fortune in corporate comedy.
It's the worst. And then people leave and go, that was horrible. I didn't laugh.
Right.
And I don't want to come back to any of these events. Anyway, so that's that. The Ultimate Fighter is coming this week, which is weird because they picked a bunch of 35-pounders to fight in a new 45-pound division, and the goal is to eventually fight Cyborg.
I thought there's heavyweights.
Well, heavyweights for the men. But the 45-pound female division. But they picked a bunch of girls like Penny Kanzad and some other people that like were getting beat at 135.
Yeah.
So how are they going to do it at 145? It's just strange.
It's to fight Cyborg, because I thought Cyborg was going to fight Amanda Nunes right now.
What?
I thought Cyborg was going to fight Amanda.
She is, but eventually they're trying to make a 45. It's just hard. I mean,
it just seems like there wouldn't be a lot of 145 women just in general that are that fit.
They're better off making a 105-pound division. There's a lot more.
Yeah,
105,
there's a ton. Yeah, you get a ton of 105.
But here's the problem with that, and that the problem isn't with me, because if it was up to me, I'd be like, 105, 15, 25, 35, and I think 45 should just be considered heavyweight. And anybody over 145, fuck, Gabby Garcia is the fucking champion. I don't care if it's 205. She can fight make freak show fights 145 above. The problem is the way that, like, for some reason, if you probably look at the percentage-wise, and I could be wrong here, okay, if I'm wrong, please send me the statistics, but I believe there's less knockouts in the 115-pound division females than there are in other divisions. So they go, okay, if we go 105-pound, there's going to be a lot of 15-minute fights, less knockouts, and that's going to be people are less happy watching it.
Well, that's true.
Because they're not going to be able to hurt each other. And then watching it, people go, okay, now I'm tuning out because I just saw a great 15-minute fight, but nobody got knocked out. Right. And the average viewer wants to watch knockouts, which is why heavyweight contending is so good. But maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the stats are... By the way, I got to give a shout out...
Maybe you just make them a one-rounder.
Really? Yeah. By the way, I got to give a shout out to Alyssa Garcia, who won over the weekend over in Ryzen. You know Alyssa. She's our co-host. She kicked some girl's fucking head off. And
nice.
Yeah. Happy for her.
Make it like 1 7-minute round in the 105 division.
I mean, they got to figure something out, because I think there's enough 105 pounders.
At the very least, someone's going to get tired.
What they got to do is they got to start doing what Bellator does, and even what Invicta does, and giving the girls gimmicks. Okay, because that's fun.
What do you mean, like tassels or?
Like when they when they come out, like back in the day when Mayhem would come to the ring, with fucking 9 girl dancers.
Sure.
So have the female, if it's the Republican chick fighting Kay Hansen, have her have a gun and make it a little bit more WWE friendly.
Right.
So at least it's entertaining, and the fact that y'all get behind it. Like if it's the Trump supporter and you got a bunch of Make America Great Again girls, people coming out and they're dancing and fucking, I don't know, something's going on. And they're banning pro-choice.
Well,
at least people will be like, "That's my girl," you know. But when you have 2 girls or 2 men that no one knows, and one's wearing blue shorts, one's wearing red shorts, and they look alike, or they're from Brazil, or they're from Europe, and I can't tell the fucking difference because it's Enrique Iglesias versus fucking Demetrius fucking Calabasas, and I go, I don't know who the fuck these people are. I cannot relate.
Right.
Give me some, make it fun. And I know Dana doesn't want that.
I was going to say, because they're trying to be a legitimate fighting organization.
The fighting is legitimate.
Right, but I think they're trying to not be.
But they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. If you're going to do that, then you can't have CM Punk there.
Well, boxing's had a lot of that stuff, so I mean, I don't know why they couldn't. Yeah,
I mean, when Prince Nassim Hamed would fly into the fucking ring in a magic carpet, which he would,
right?
And I remember on Halloween he would knock out dancers. He would knock out goblins to Thriller. Okay, I'm like, this guy's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I think they should have that. I think they should, because give more gimmicks. So Bruce Buffer is in a fight with Nate Diaz.
What?
Yeah. Have you heard about this?
No.
So, all right. So what happened was Bruce Buffer basically said to Nate that Nate Diaz should be bowing down to Dana White, for promoting him and making him rich and making him, making him $57 million or however much he has, right? That's what he says. So then Nate Diaz, I guess they call it clapback.
Now it's clapback? Okay.
Yeah, well, it's been a clapback for a while.
Okay,
but
so many names.
So Nate Diaz comes back at Bruce Buffer, which I kind of understand.
So this is the fighting version of a diss track?
What? Yeah, hold on. Nate Diaz.
Clapback?
Hit up speed weed. All right. Nate Diaz says, I need some weed out here. So I just said, hit up. Okay, so Nate Diaz writes, Bruce Buffer, what the fuck? Get off the UFC nuts. You bowing down right now. Telling me to bow down? Fuck that. You keep bowing down. I bow down to no one ever for all the money in the world. So that's what Nate Diaz wrote.
I mean, we're talking about the difference between a fighter and, Bruce Buffer's a company man.
So then Bruce Buffer writes back, with all due respect, Nate, that is not what I meant by saying the word bow. I meant it as a sign of respect, as in when greeting someone, not a sign of submission, as I never expect you to do that for anyone.
I think that's...
It's a stupid argument.
I was going to say, you really tried to back out of that one. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's like, don't kill me. Just don't kill me. I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Now it's bow. I mean, that sounds like
bow, like as hello, like
hanging out with one whole cock too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds kind of weird. I mean, who do you think? I mean, I think that you got to give the Diaz brothers.
Although I have to admit, though, if I said something like that and then Nate Diaz directly responded to me too, I probably would have done the same thing. I didn't mean it like that. Not like that, Nate. No, come on. I meant it like, like we're friends and we bow. And, let's go to, we're going to go to this steakhouse.
Yeah, he probably didn't think it was gonna blow up.
He probably didn't. And then to have Nate, you don't want to be in his crosshairs.
No.
So I can't say I would have done any different if not just made a video of me bent over with my asshole in the air going, please don't fuck me. That's just...
Nate Diaz said to you, I want to fight Greg Wilson. If I see you, you're fucking dead. What would you do?
I think I'd be like, dude, I didn't even know Nate Diaz knew who I was. And
really?
Then I'd be like, whatever I did, Nate, I'm so very sorry. I'm just kidding.
Would you make a video? If he said to you...
I'd make a video of me going, I'm from San Jose. That's like right next to Stockton, bro. We're buddies.
He's from Texas.
No, I was raised in Texas. I was born in San Jose, California.
Now, if he said to you, I'm going to beat the shit out of you every day for the next 30 years, or you got to put a dildo up your ass to put it on camera, what would you do?
I think I'd move to Canada.
Joe, what would you do?
He's considering the dildo.
I'm considering
That's the difference. I'm immediately going, would I rather move to Mexico or Canada? I'll move to Canada. He's like, how big is the dildo?
Well, there's a whole aspect of the whole world seeing it now, seeing my video. I don't want the world to see my video, dude.
Yeah,
only if he can see it.
He's definitely posting your video.
Yes, that's the deal breaker. I'll probably just move to Canada with you.
Thank you, exactly. We'll be in Canada.
That's what happened with like Joe Francis. You hear about that? Like, the guy made him put a video of him putting a dildo up his ass and then try to extort him and the whole thing. The guy from Girls Gone Wild and.
He had a lot of angry dads after him. I'm surprised, that's the worst that happened to him.
Yeah.
He had a lot of dads that wanted to kill him.
You know what else happened over the weekend in the bare knuckle card?
What's that?
Our boy, well, not our boy, Charles Bennett, Crazy Horse Felony.
Yeah, he broke his hands, right?
He broke both of his hands in the fight. And you can tell because it was a TKO because he couldn't fight anymore. He fell to the ground. I think he broke his right hand in the fourth round. And you can tell because he just started to do open hand slaps. And he was like in an excruciating
Was he
pain.
winning?
I think it was pretty close, but at that point it was like
that's what they say. You can't throw as hard as you can.
Yeah, you can't. And then the fifth round, he just threw like a left hook or something, and he just shattered. He was like screaming in pain, and he just ran directly back into the locker rooms.
It's like, it's over.
It's like I'm done, dude.
Yeah.
But
David Carr broke his pinky and did that. He ran off the football field.
Really?
Yeah, last season. Was it last season or the season before? But he broke his pinky. Like the ball getting hiked to him, went up and broke his pinky, and he just grabbed his hand and ran off the field.
My partner today in Muay Thai was this huge guy. I'm like, you ever play pro football? He's like, yeah, for the Saints for 1 year. And meanwhile, I'm like holding the pads for him to kick me in the leg. I'm like, great.
Boy, he's going to kick you in the next week.
But listen, people, I got to talk to you about something. Sexual performance issues, more common than you think. Over 25% of new ED cases are guys under the age of 40. That's you, Joe, all right?
Yeah.
Listen, 40% of men by age 40 struggle from being to not be able to get and maintain an erection. That's the worst. You get it up, you're excited, you're ready to go, and there's nothing women or men don't like more than, well, probably something's more, but than having a limp penis in them. Okay,
Yes.
it's not good.
You're pushing rope.
You're pushing rope. They're like, "What's wrong with you?" This and that. It's a whole conversation. Then it ruins the moment. Okay, well, listen, we got a solution. forhims.com. It's a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness for men. Yes, there's no waiting room, no awkward doctor visits, no lines. You save hours by going to forhims.com, answer a few quick questions, and chat with a doctor for confidential review. They connect you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat ED. Listen, no in-person doctor visits, not anymore. It's erectile without the dysfunction. Hard, made, easy. Say hello to your little friend. So try Hims for a month today for just $5. We'll get you started for just $5 while supplies last. See the website for full details. This would cost hundreds if you went to a doctor or a pharmacy. Go to hims.com/MMA Roasted. That's FORHIMS.com/MMA Roasted. forhims.com/MMA Roasted.
Nice.
Yes. Now, we are calling our boy. So, this guy, really, really good fighter. He's come across his first loss in the UFC, but he's tough as hell. He's got a fight coming up. And he's a buddy of mine, and I'm excited. Jared Flash Gordon. You gotta check him out. He actually switched camps. He's now trains with Duke Rufus in Milwaukee. He went from New York to Milwaukee, which I think is a big change. You know, I think there's probably less distractions in Milwaukee than New York. What do you think?
Yes, just a few.
Have you ever been to Milwaukee?
Oh, yeah. Milwaukee's great. You know what the weirdest thing about Milwaukee is? First of all, these people love to drink.
Yeah, oh, God.
And they have bars, pubs on every single corner. It's one of the few places where you'll find there are definitely more bars than churches. And the weirdest thing, my favorite thing about Milwaukee is pickled eggs.
Pickled eggs?
Yeah, at the bar, they'll have a giant thing of like pickle brine with a bunch of hard-boiled eggs in it. And
Really?
you can get pickled eggs with your beer. And they don't have this other places, man. But if you've never tried it, try it. It's like awesomely disgusting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're eating, you're like, oh, who fucking thought of this? And then you're like, let me get 2 more and another pint of beer. It's weird. It's strangely delicious.
Damn.
And also disgusting at the same time. Like, I've never been anywhere else and been like, you guys got to get pickled eggs. But if you already have them, I'm definitely going to have one.
I didn't know this was a thing. I never heard of it.
They have it all over the Wisconsin. They love it up there.
That's pretty cool. I did my phone turned off. I did there used to be a strip club that had a comedy club on the weekends. And then at the end they'd have a male dancer review. With nothing more like kind of sad than like seeing like 6 people at your comedy show, and all of a sudden the male dancers come out and like 90 women show up.
Oh yeah, I've had that. Did you do that in Vegas at the Sapphire?
No, I did that at the strip club in Milwaukee called Silk.
Oh yeah. No, because they have a comedy club like downstairs or something, right?
Yeah.
I've been dying to do that ever since I went, because I went to the strip club and there was and I was like, you have a comedy club attached to your strip club?
That, yeah.
I wanted to reach out to them and be like, listen, if you want all your money to stay in the building, you need to book me.
They try to do that.
Yeah.
They try to get you to spend all your money on
I would totally do that.
There was a lot of attractive women there.
Yeah. I saw one that was supremely out. I'm like, her. I'll get a lap dance from her, then I'm going home.
So I'm calling.
Can you get me in over there? Yeah. Did it close down?
Yeah, it paid like.
Oh, I'm sure it was garbage.
Yeah, it was not. It was not good. Yeah. Hold on, let me.
But yeah, I've been to that place because I was doing some colleges up there. And then, after the college, you're not supposed to hang out with them at all. Like, it used to be back in the day, you could hang out with the kids and, whatever. They would have little parties. You could go to the party, whatever. Now, you need to do your show, pack up your stuff, and leave.
Yeah.
And so you find yourself in these towns with nothing to do and can't hang with the kids, can't go to, any of the campus events. So it's like, well, I guess I'll go to a local bar over here and try and find adults. And, it's a strip club? Fine, I'll go to the strip club. The kids aren't going to be in there. So it's a very different landscape now.
All right.
I always wanted to go to a strip club.
You never been to one?
Just Jumbos, that's it.
Oh, that's not a
Jumbo's
strip
is
club.
fun though, but it isn't a real strip club.
It's
It isn't.
fun, yeah.
But it is fun. It is a lot of fun.
It's not really a strip club. There's one actually in Atlanta that makes that it has like the women are like 90 years old, and they crush beer cans with their boobs, They all have like
Where is
hairy
this?
vaginas in like Atlanta. It's like the best, worst strip club in the world. I was there and I look over and Bill Murray's there with Woody Harrelson. Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's Chaz Skelly. How are you? It's Adam Hunter.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How's everything going, buddy? You're on the MMA Roasted Podcast. Me, Weendawg, Greg Wilson. How are you?
Oh, I'm not too bad. How you doing?
Good. What's new?
Oh, not too much. I'm just here at Petco getting a guard for my clippers because my girlfriend butchered my dog's hair. So got to get that taken care of.
That's very nice of you. And how's everything going with you had the girlfriend for a while now, right?
Yeah. For forever. For too long. We're like in the 10-year engagement.
Wow. 10 years?
No, 8, but I mean it's close enough.
Now, does she want a ring?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to be married to me. I'll tell you that.
Why is that?
But anyway, so how you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. Just working hard. I remember you reached out to me that you wanted to be a comedian and you were thinking about doing comedy.
Yeah.
Did you ever get up on stage and do it?
I haven't done it yet. No, I haven't done it yet. I keep. I've always kept like in my phone, like the notepad of my phone. I'm always scared that I'm going to lose my phone because anytime I think of something that I think's funny, I always write it in my notepad on my phone, so that I can like when I do a stand-up skit, I'll have some material to like pull from. Well, when I go back and look at it, I'm always like. I write it down, then I go back and look at it the next day. It's usually when I'm drunk. I don't know why I do it when I'm drinking, but I go back and look at it the next day, and it's always just the most fucked up shit.
That's okay, man. You gotta.
I don't really know.
You gotta just do it. First of all, you gotta just do it. The biggest mistake people that want to do comedy, I think, is that they wait for the right time. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it. I want to do it," but really, it takes 3, 4, 5, 10 years to be good. So whatever you do that first time isn't really going to matter because you're not even going to use that within like a couple months. But it's just getting up there. It's like saying I want to be a black belt, but I don't want to roll. Well, no, you have to go on the mat. The most important thing is getting on the mat, and then worry about being a black belt and beginning jiu-jitsu. It's really just all about that first time and just getting yourself to do it because so much of it is being comfortable on stage, and that just comes from stage time. So
yeah, for sure. Maybe what I'll do is I'll set a goal for myself to after my next fight. Maybe I'll say, within a month after my next fight, I'll get up there and at least do like an open mic, get my feet wet, and then start.
Yeah, why not?
Start trying to do it a little bit because I've always wanted to do it. So I mean, I'm going to.
Where are you based out of now?
I'm in South Florida right now, so here at Hard Knocks 365. It's in Fort Lauderdale with Henry Hoop and Greg Jones are the coaches there.
Oh, nice.
And Kami, but I'm from Fort Worth, Texas.
Right.
So.
I was looking at your high school wrestling record. You were 164-3, which is insane. And then you were a junior college All-American. I'm surprised you didn't win the nationals as in a junior college. Were you close?
Well, I was actually NAIA All-American.
Okay.
Yeah, I never wrestled JUCO, but as far as wrestling is concerned in college, I transferred around a lot. I transferred around like 3 times, and I just kind of screwed myself there because I only went to the national tournament that once. I think I was ranked 2nd. That year, I was beating a kid by like 8 or 10 points with probably 10 seconds left in the match, and I got a little high riding legs. He stuck my head over and rolled through, and they called a quick pin there. And so, actually, the only kid in NAIA that had beat me that year, and that my freshman year of college, I had beaten the 2-time Division II national champ. The only person who had beaten me, NAIA kid who had beat me, was the returning national champ from the year before. And he lost like a freak. He lost 2 earlier in the tournament.
Wow.
And so it's pretty much, I was like, oh yeah, I got this shit. And then I end up in the quarters or something, getting sucked over and stuck with like 10 seconds left in the match. So yeah, I don't know. That kind of sucked, but I'm, transferring around kind of screwed me. Just being ineligible, I didn't get to compete at nationals. Just the one time. So
why did you transfer so much?
Oh, I'm kind of a gypsy, I mean, I'm a shaker and a mover, baby. I don't know, it's hard for me to stay still. When I was in college, I went to a school in Missouri. I didn't even think I was going to wrestle at first in college. Coming out of high school, I just been done. I wrestled since I was 4 years old, and I was like, I might be done. Last minute, I decided to wrestle. That's how I ended up at NAI school, very last minute. And then I transferred from there to OU because I wanted to wrestle at Division I school. And then transferred from OU to Colorado because I wanted to move to Colorado and live there.
Wait, what happened? Now,
what
happened when you went to OU and D1? How did you make the squad?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I made it. It was good. It was fun. I just, I was there, and to be honest with you, I had a longtime girlfriend I had a girlfriend all through high school, and she was playing volleyball up in Colorado too, and so I was like, well, I didn't really care. I just wanted to. They had a wrestling team. They offered me a scholarship right out of high school, and the Division II school, the kid who I beat, the two-time Division II national champ that I beat my freshman year, beat their guy for first. That's who he wrestled in the finals. So I was like, oh yeah, I can go there and wrestle. I mean, I don't really care. I just kind of have always had that attitude, like, oh yeah, I'll go. I just kind of make, when I was younger especially, last-minute decisions and just up and move because that's kind of what I like to do. I'm kind of, like I said, a little bit of a gypsy, so whatever.
If I was your coach, I would have killed you. I would be so pissed to have like a kid like you on the team, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I'm going to leave to go with my girlfriend who plays volleyball. I'd be like, oh, my God. Right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely wasn't a popular decision, for sure, but I did it anyways.
Now, your last fight, you were on a 2-fight winning streak. You beat good guys. You beat Maxico Blanco. You beat Chris Gutzmacher, who's also a really good fighter. You lost to Jason Knight. Was that surprising? Was Jason Knight surprise you? Was he because he's a very awkward fighter? Were you worried about his jiu-jitsu and you kind of overlooked his striking?
No. He didn't surprise me. I mean, I watched the film on him. I knew what he was bringing to the table. I actually, to be honest with you, going in, I thought I was better everywhere. I wasn't worried about his jiu-jitsu, and I wasn't worried about his striking. I mean, I knew my wrestling was a lot better. I just, I don't like to make excuses. I mean, it's a fight, and I got caught. But the very first minute of the first round, I broke my arm and tore the major ligaments in my right arm. I had Tommy John surgery. That's why I've been out for so long after I had Tommy John surgery, like what pitchers get, normally.
Yeah.
And then it put me out for, I feel like it's been almost a year and a half now. So, I just kind of got hurt there early, and then he did a really good job though. With that rubber guard, he came up high, and it was kind of a freak deal because I was going to do I knew he was a rubber guard guy, so I want to keep my, pressure. If my posture was broken, I want to keep my face over his face. But I'm a standing pass guy, so when I took him down, I ended up in his guard, and I was just going to stand up out of it and start my passing game. Well, when I went to stand up out of it, I left my arm dangling a little bit, and he just hipped in really hard, and my elbow was right on his cup, and just pop. It was like bubble wrap on my arm, and just tore everything in my elbow. So kind of the way it works sometimes in this sport. But he fought a great fight. I'm not taking anything away from him. I mean, the guy broke my arm and then TKO'd me. So
fuck. So you had to fight a 3-round fight with a broken arm.
Yeah, and I don't think that was what really did it. It was tearing those major ligaments in my out because I couldn't even. There were parts when I went back and watched the film, I'm lifting my hand up to my face and trying to I didn't have much in my right hand, no strength at all.
Now but you're such a fighter that a lot of guys, they would have just quit or tapped or told their corner throw in the towel. I fucked up my elbow. My elbow, my ligaments are gone. But what's going through your head? You're like, I can beat this guy with one arm?
Yeah, well, I mean, not necessarily that, but it was just I wanted to win. I was like, I could still win this fight. I knew that my wrestling was a lot better. Unfortunately, there was a time I had him up against the cage. I just couldn't use my right arm. I couldn't really seal the deal on that takedown. But, you know, I went in the corner, and in between the first and second round, I told Henry Hooft, I said, you know, my arm's broken. And he's like, you know, go out there and just show him how tough you are. Let's, you know, just stay in his face and do it. Yep, that's what we're going to have to do. So, I don't know. You know, it was never an option for me to quit. I never thought, you know, maybe I should just throw in the towel. But I did think I had a shot to win that fight still. I mean, I thought I did pretty good. I almost actually had him out of there at the end of the second round, I felt like. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's just...
Totally.
Whatever.
Now, so it's been a year and a half. Are you back to training 100%?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back training hard, and up here just getting my ass kicked by all these young studs.
Do you have a fight lined up?
Yeah, actually, I'm probably not supposed to tell anybody but somebody found out and blasted all over Twitter yesterday. So I'm fighting a guy named Bobby Moffitt. And,
I know him.
Denver on November 10th.
Yeah, Bobby's trains out of the lab, Arizona, LFA guy, tough guy, really tough guy who just won on the Contender Series. Yeah, that's going to be in Colorado. That's good. That's a good fight. Good for you. Not a guy to be overlooked. Bobby Moffitt's tough. Bobby Moffitt's a tough guy.
Yeah, he is. He's tough. And I've watched his film, and, you know, I mean, I do believe this is a fight that I should win, obviously. But, yeah, he's a tough guy. Definitely not overlooking him. Can't overlook anybody. And he's got some good submissions. You know, he likes to wrestle. And he's got some good submissions. But, you know, fortunately for me, I feel like a lot of what he does on the ground, a lot of the submissions that he does on the ground, there's submissions that I like as well. So
yeah.
It's kind of one of those deals, you know, when you're good at something, you're also generally pretty good at not getting hit with it because, you know, you kind of know the intricacies of it. So
now, how are you going to prepare for the high elevation in Colorado?
Well, you know, I talked to a doctor, a guy, his name's Doug, but he is always with the team, always around the team. He's like a nutritionist doctor. I'm gonna take some things. He ordered me a bunch of shit. I haven't even gotten it yet. I don't think I have to start taking it until about 6 weeks out. Just like food vitamins that can help with the elevation. I guess, I don't know, maybe bring more oxygen to your blood or something. And I'm working with Barwis Strength Conditioning over here. I mean, they're going to put me through a program. I'm actually doing like blood flow restriction stuff. Like, basically, they put this shit around my arms and legs, and while I'm training, and it restricts the blood flow.
Wow.
While you're training, and then it's hard. It sucks, but that's supposed to help out a lot. So we'll see how it goes. And then also I've got my other strength conditioning coach, Corey. So I'm conditioning. I mean, I'm just going to, you know, I want my cardio to be at an all-time high. You know, I'll be out there the week before they send us out on Tuesday. So I'll work out the whole week of the fight. When they send us out, I'll be all right.
That's awesome. By the way, you got killers, because we had Logan Storley on the podcast last week. That guy's a monster, right? Is that one of your training partners?
Yeah. Logan. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a killer.
Yeah, you got him. You got Eddie Alvarez. You got Chandler, right?
Well, yeah. Chandler comes and goes. You know, Michael Johnson's here. This is like Desmond Green, Michael Johnson, Nick Lentz. These are people who are on my way. Me, Andre Sukuntao. There's a kid named Adam Borks. He's a Bellator fighter. That he's a stud, man. You got to watch out for him. He was supposed to fight that Gallagher kid, and then Gallagher pulled out. Right.
But
Adam's got a fight coming up too. I know there's a lot of other people that come in and out, like Brazilians and stuff like that come in and out. Gilbert Burns.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Brazilians. Gilbert Burns is here, and Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
And so we've got a stable of really, really, really good guys around my weight. And even the upper weight, I mean, we have a ton of crazy good guys at the upper weights too. So, you know, I mean, we have plenty of training partners.
That's great. That's great. Now, and your girl's with you in Florida?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
So you guys been together for 8 years. 8 years she's been with you. She's been with you for the high and then she supported you the last year and a half. She's been taking care of your bills and taking care of you and loving you and giving you blowjobs and everything.
Oh, of course. Blowjobs are a must.
Yes.
But we did a pretty good job at saving. I had a fight bonus, and like you said, I went on a 4-fight win streak, lost one. Went on a 2-fight win streak, lost one. So, as I've been winning money, we did a really good job of saving money, but also traveling. We like to travel, so saving money and traveling, and so we've been okay. As far as being out. But now is definitely the time to get another fight. When you see your saved up money start to just deplete from the old bank account, that's
yeah.
You gotta get back in there,
And then what does the wife do, or the girlfriend do?
She does billing and coding, medical billing and coding.
Nice. She's probably super hot, right?
Do what?
She's probably super hot.
Oh, she's average at best.
Average at best. Yeah, I'm sure she's gonna love hearing this. Average at best. Jesus. Did she support your decision to become a comedian?
Does she support? Decision to become a comedian? I don't know. I'm not sure that she likes it when I tell jokes because I always bring our personal life into it. So probably not.
All right. So what are some of the things you've been writing down? Tell us. We got 2 comedians, me and Greg. Greg teaches an online comedy course. What's it called?
The Comedy Institute.
The Comedy Institute. Give us some of the examples, some of your bits.
Hold on 1 second.
Just gotta look at the phone. Gotta look at the notes. That's
right,
good. You want to get your notes together?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
So sometimes I'll just remember things, especially when we're drinking and stuff.
Right.
So it'll be, what's up? So it'll be, let's see. I don't have to be perfectly honest, I don't have this is a brand new phone. We literally got a new phone last week.
Boom.
So my notes are on the other phone, but I know some stuff that I wrote down last time because I looked at it. So when Stephanie and I very first started dating, we were experimenting with things, not very first started dating. We've been dating, a couple of years or whatever. And we started experimenting with new things. We heard that electricity was good in bed, so when people always use, some people use a little electricity on their nipples and some people whatever. So when we were young, she used to have this taser. She had this pink, stun gun taser that she always used to fuck with all of us. We get drunk and she'd run around, chasing us around with it and stuff.
Yep.
Just fucking around. So one night we get the bright idea. We go out, we get all wasted, and we get the bright idea. I'm like, all right, Stephanie, I've heard electricity is excellent in bed for both people. I was like, so this is what's going to happen. We're going to get going. And then when I'm about to come, I want you to fucking shock me with it. I want you to hit me with it and see what happens.
Right.
So we get going. She pulls the taser. We get going. And she pulls the taser out, and I'm like, all right, hit me with it. And then she just I thought that she was gonna stun me, maybe in the ass cheek just for a second. Whoop. This bitch reaches around and stuns me right in my gooch and holds it.
That's awesome.
It had the exact opposite effect of what I thought was going to happen. I thought it was going to be this glorious thing. I just pulled out and went limp.
Oh my God! She tased your dick? That's crazy. That's
my gooch. My gooch, in between your
taint?
your balls.
Your
balls and your asshole.
Your taint. She tased your taint.
She tased your taint. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, good aim. That takes some effort right there.
I like he calls it a gooch.
I was trying to figure it out. I was like, does he mean his dick, his balls, his pubes?
Ridiculous. That's insane. So then, what did you do? You were
Did you shit yourself at all?
Were you in severe pain?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it was awful. It was awful. It was the worst thing's ever happened.
Yeah.
I like that story. All right, I like that story. There's a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I like it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for you, Chaz.
Well, so I write this stuff down. Like when I remember stuff like this, I write it down and I write it in my notes. And I'm like, it's all about the delivery, obviously. So you can't how do I turn that into a joke? That's the thing.
There's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different ways. I mean, you have to have the premise being like, don't always believe what you hear or something. And
Exactly. Let's. Can I take this one out?
Go on, yeah,
Can
go
I
ahead.
handle it? Okay. First of all, we have to define what the initial punchline is, because here's the thing: it has to become real material, which means you have to have a punchline in the beginning, then you have to have punchlines along the way, and then you want to end with your big climactic moment, which you've got. So you have the big climactic moment, and what you kind of want to do is find out what's funny about that and make that your opening punchline. So I mean, you could literally, test out something like starting with. You ever get electrocuted in the balls? And then you'd be like, don't get me wrong, it was an act of love. And then you can work your way through the story like that. So you have to find a way to create the punchline first and then work your way towards the climax of your story. And you also kind of have to have a sense of punchline dynamics. So in other words, you kind of want to take all these little parts in between and have to make those parts funny too. Okay.
Yeah, punching up the rest of the story, because what'll happen sometimes is if you go and tell that beginning of the story without getting a laugh, people are looking at their watches.
Yeah, it just becomes a long walk for a short drink of water. But I mean, you can't take those elements.
But if you punch up the whole story, and
Right.
don't go 2 lines without getting a laugh or like a mini laugh, or like you shoot like if it was a baseball game, it's like, all right, single, double, triple. And then home run at the end.
Right, and that's exactly right. You can't leave too much dead. But I mean, you learn this as you go along. That's the finished product. You start with this raw material, just like you got right there. But you do need to learn how to take some of these lines and translate them into punchlines so that it's funnier along the whole way.
Yeah, but
I mean, that takes time, and that's something you learn as you go. I mean, you just take each little segment about it, like maybe it was your birthday, and normally you do this or you do that, or you go to Chuck E. Cheese.
It's a lot. It's like fighting. You got to start with the jab and then come with the right hook.
Yeah.
Versus just coming with the right hook.
So, but it's a good start, man. At least that's funny.
Well,
At least that's a funny story. That's a
my
great
thing,
start.
Really, I got to really put in the time and get a good act, and then I'll do it. But I know, with those, as far as like open mics and stuff, it's just a couple minutes. You just get up there,
a couple minutes,
so
yeah.
maybe,
And it's just getting.
maybe just pull out a few jokes, see how it goes, and then
you got it.
Start trying to work my way up to a little bit more stage time where I can really work into the major punchlines.
Right. Well, right now we got to fight Bobby Moffett.
Do that first.
Bobby Moffett, and then part of the victory celebration is doing a show right afterwards.
Yep, that's right.
Cool.
So I'll focus on this fight, and then as soon as the fight's done, I'm putting together an act. I'm doing it.
All right. So where can people find you, Chaz Skelly?
Where can people find me? Let's see. At Chaz Skelly, I'm pretty sure. That's it. Twitter, at Chaz Skelly, and then same thing with Instagram.
Nice. Got it all uniform,
cool.
nice and simple.
I love it. Well, good luck, man, and thanks for coming on the show.
All right, man. It's good talking to y'all.
Take care. I like Chaz.
Yeah, man.
Good kid.
That's a wild story. I
Yeah.
wonder if it's 100% true. It felt true.
I believe it. He's kid from Texas that grew up on the farm.
I love that he's like he thought he'd just get a little. He should have defined how much of a tase he was ready for.
I can't believe his fucking girlfriend.
And she just gave it to him right in the tase.
I don't think
it sounds like she just
Yeah, I don't think my wife would do that. If I was like, tase me in the junk.
I don't know. Wait a few more
He
years.
didn't ask her to tase him in the junk. He just said tase me, and she just went straight for the taint.
Yeah.
That's definitely something you want to really establish your parameters
Right.
before just doing it.
Yeah.
Seems like to me. I think that's the lesson.
Yes. Hey, is this Jared Gordon?
What's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming on the MMA Roasted Podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course, man. Of course. So you recently moved from New York to Wisconsin. Why? You we need to be more bored? What happened here?
One reason and one reason only, and that was to train at Rufus Sport.
Yep.
So.
And how's that going for you?
It's been good. It's really good. Obviously, they have a lot of high-level high-level guys there, and the training is, it's constant, and it's always, we have a schedule, and everyone's always there, so it's very consistent, and I don't have to commute on the subways like I was doing in New York.
Right.
And, I don't have to go gym to gym. Everything's under one roof. I live across the street from the gym, so it's been a lot easier, and the level of training partners is a lot higher, and the coaching is obviously very good.
Yeah, I mean, before you were the only guy in the UFC at your gym, correct?
I was the only guy. No, I had other training partners that were in the UFC, but a lot of them were also a lot bigger than me, so I couldn't really spar with them. But I had a lot of other high level guys. So I mean, I trained at Henzo Gracie's in Manhattan, so we have that's the best jiu-jitsu gym on the planet right now. And I was training at Church Street Boxing, and there was a lot of high-level boxers and kickboxers there. So, I mean, I had good training partners, but it was just a pain in the ass going gym to gym to gym.
Yeah. No. Now it's an all-in-one one-stop shop. Have you been training with Anthony Pettis?
Oh, yeah. He's one of my main training partners.
Wow. I mean, what's that like?
It's great, man. He wasn't a world champion for no reason, He is really, really good at what he does, and he, a lot of people think that he just fell off, but that wasn't the case. He just kind of lost not the desire, but he just kind of was living the championship life,
Right.
But you're gonna see a whole new Anthony, and he's gonna be whipping some ass.
And then how's Bilal doing?
Bilal's good, man. He's my roommate, and man, we fucking. Am I allowed to curse on here?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Yeah, we go back and forth, and we troll people on Twitter together because we're just bored. We train, and we come back to the gym and relax for 3 hours, and we'll just troll people on Twitter, and then we'll go back to the gym. So there's a lot of downtime in between practices, so we have a lot of fun, man. And we just we bust each other's balls, and we bust our teammates' balls, and we just have fun. People think that we're being malicious towards each other, but it's just all fun and games.
No, I like that guy. I like how he went to law school and then became a fighter. And his Palestinian parents wanted to kill him for doing that. But he's a good dude, really good dude. So, hello?
Yeah.
Now, is CM Punk still at the gym?
He's been in there. I see he's training, but I mean, I don't think he has anything coming up. I haven't heard anything, but I see him. Yeah. He took some time off after his last fight, but he's been in the gym.
Nice. Yeah. No, I give the guy a lot of credit. I mean, I know people give him a lot of shit, including me, but shit. I mean, the fact that he went for it and still goes for it, I give him a lot of credit. Lot of credit. Definitely. So you're coming off a loss. It was your first loss in, I mean, I don't know how many fights, 8 fights or something, right? How did you handle that?
Man, I was really upset, especially I got into that street fight and I hurt my finger really badly, my hand really badly, and it the wound reopened, and then a week after it reopened, it got really infected. So I have to have it drained and packed with gauze. So my whole training camp was me shadow boxing and running and kicking and hitting the bag with my right hand and just kicking the bag. So I couldn't grapple, I couldn't spar. It closed the week before the fight, but it was still super painful. And I damaged the ligament in my finger. I only have 50% of my middle finger that actually works right now. And then I went into the fight. I didn't want to pull out because it's just not a good look. And then I got kicked from my nuts twice in the first minute, really bad. And that's never happened
in the
to me
first
fight
minute.
Before. I should have taken the 5 minutes but I didn't. I just got back in there, and you know, like, it sucks, man. Because I really truly believe I beat that guy 9 out of 10 times. But
no, you definitely did not look like yourself in that fight. I had no idea about the street fight until you posted that clip. I don't even understand. So you and your buddy and some other guy are hanging out. I don't know if you've seen the footage. And these two guys walk by you, and some words were exchanged. Then one guy went to slap your little friend, and then you guys fight these two thugs. At one point, you had a guy in like a Muay Thai clinch. But he kind of pushes you, and like throws you through the window. Kind of. You fuck up your complete hand, and that guy that you were defending did absolutely nothing and stood there and watched you guys fight those guys. Correct?
Yeah. So I actually never even met that kid in my life. My friend knew him because he used to teach the kids jiu-jitsu. So those kids came and they started to, they threw that punch at that kid, and I'm just standing there because I'm like, I didn't know what was going on. But then when my buddy jumped in the middle and the guy, slapped my friend's hand out of the way and, he postured like he wanted to fight, and then that's when I jumped in. And then, yeah, we started fighting, and actually, if you watch the video again, my friend throws the other kid on the floor, and the kid loses his cell phone, and then the kid that we were defending actually picks up the kid's cell phone and runs away with it.
Oh, come on.
But isn't that kind of smart? Fuck you.
Yeah, I never met that kid in my life, and I was obviously the most experienced person, when it comes to fighting, and I actually got injured the most. But unfortunately, off camera, I took the kid down, and I was laying elbows into his face. And I didn't want to punch the kid with my bare hands because I thought I would, if you fight in the street with, no gloves on, you break your hands. I didn't want to break my hands. So, but, they didn't get me off camera beating his ass, but it is what it is. And, in my life, it just seems like everything happens for a reason, so whatever.
So you did beat that kid up real good then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat the kid's ass. He was bleeding, and he had a big black eye. His eye swelled up really good. But then, my barber came out, and he ripped me off the kid, and he was like, "Yo, you're gonna get arrested," And so I don't want to get in trouble, and I don't want to kill anyone in the street. If I kill someone, then I'm gonna go to jail. I don't really want to go to prison again. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of downside to that.
Now I know that you it's well documented. You struggled with drugs and we had you on the show before. We talked about that. Yeah. After you lost and you kind of went into a dark place. Your last fight, was there any moment of I should just get high right now and do some drugs? Were you ever tempted by that?
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
Right?
When
that's
I
just
came out of
natural.
the cage, and I went backstage. Actually, my first reaction was, I said to my coach, I was like, fuck this, I'm just going to join the Marines. And he was like, yeah, that's really logical, that sounds rational, you've only, you just walked out of the cage 10 minutes ago, maybe you should, take a breather.
It'd be funny if there was an Army recruiting guy right there.
Dude, for me, I'm a fucking, I didn't just, smoke pot, I was, a needle-shooting scumbag, so, for me, drugs, it's an everyday struggle, So I think about, maybe I should just get high. I probably thought that today already, Last night I was, maybe, what if I just did it one more time? It always comes into my head, dude.
Right.
It's never going to go away. But now I have the tools to cope with those feelings and, not go back to that. So
good for you, man. That's right.
It's different than it used to be.
Oh no! I was worried about you because you were kind of Twitter silent for a little bit, and I was like, "Fuck! I hope he doesn't relapse or go back to that, or I hope damn it." But I'm happy. The only thing that I've seen you do was fight with that female boxer who was rolling. You were a Twitter. There was some girl who was a boxer, I think a pro, a good boxer.
Okay.
She was like, "Oh, I just did jiu-jitsu for 6 hours today. I roll for 6 hours a day." And Jared writes, "That's pretty dumb. You shouldn't be rolling for 6 hours a day." And then they get into some Twitter feud, and she's like, "You fuck you," and this is what you're a drug addict. All this, she goes to that, and then he's super rational about it, "Hey, all I'm saying is, as a pro fighter, 6 hours is a little excessive, but it became this whole thing on Twitter.
Hey.
Who was that girl?
Great.
Do you know that girl? I mean, have you met her?
She's from New York. She's from New York. She's actually a really good boxer, but she, obviously women's boxing, they don't really make too much money, so she decided, maybe I'll try my hands in MMA, and she's 0-1. She has one draw, and she drew to a girl that was like 3-4.
Right.
And she said, so she put up that post like, I roll for 6 hours a day. So my original comment was, you're going to tell me that you roll for 6 hours a day? And then she just went off on me. Oh, you're a lazy piece of shit. That's why you lost your last fight. You don't know what hard work is. And I'm like, listen, I didn't say this because I'm not going to go into an explanation with her. But I've been doing jiu-jitsu for almost 13 years. I've never seen anyone roll for
6 hours.
For fucking 6 hours a day. You gotta, dude, we train 3 times a day in, when you're training for a fight.
Yeah.
And it still doesn't equal to 6 hours. No one, so it was just,
Yeah.
it was just stupid. And I couldn't, I just couldn't, sometimes I have no filter and I just want to say what I want to say. So maybe I was being a little mean about it. But,
No, there was nothing. I thought you took the high road because her going into you being a drug addict and all this other shit was unnecessary. And then she was attacking you personally, and I think you actually did the right thing. And I think you came across looking great in that, and she came across as looking like a psycho. So
yeah, everyone was like, "Wow, you're a fucking idiot."
Yeah, no, 100%.
Maybe she just meant she was there for 6 hours.
Yeah, or maybe
to me that must have been what she meant.
She's rolling joints or something for 6 hours. now you got a fight coming up. Who's this fight? When? Where? How? Talk to us.
I'm fighting December 15th in my adopted home of Milwaukee, and I'm fighting. I think his name is Joaquin Silva, or it's Yao.
Yeah.
Joaquin or
Joaquin
whatever.
Silva. Yep.
He's 10-2, 3-1 in UFC. He won 2 split decisions. He knocked one guy out, but that guy had a really terrible run in UFC. And the one guy he lost to, Vince Pinchel, it was a decision loss. Yeah. And I think I would crush Vince Pinchel.
I don't know about that. Vince is our co-host.
I like this.
I don't know about that.
Vince needs to fight somebody.
Vince is one of my best friends. I don't know. But all right, go on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
he needs to fight somebody. I think this is good.
No, Vince rolls for 6 hours a day. Just so you know.
Yeah,
it's all good. No, keep going though. Yeah, I saw that guy. That guy can take a punch though. That was a very close fight, him and Vince. That guy's got a good chin because Vince hits fucking hard.
I gotta watch it.
Because Vince hits really hard, and I was shocked. Because normally Vince just puts guys to sleep.
Right, and this guy was eating them.
Oh, he was eating them, and I was like, "Fuck."
That's scary.
But you're gonna beat this guy. I have no question, no doubt. You're gonna, especially with this new Rufus behind you. I think it's gonna be your life is now so much easier.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, he's a tough guy, but everyone, if you're in UFC, chances are you're probably tough.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm gonna go in there and do what I do and I have no option but to come away with the win, So
you're definitely gonna win. Now, how are the girls in Milwaukee? Are you slaying box? What's going on?
Dude, it's far and few between, and I'm from New York. I grew up in New York City, and everywhere you go, I live in Astoria, Queens, and it's literally teeming with hot girls.
Oh yeah.
I'm it's the summertime. I'm actually in Astoria right now, back in New York, and I mean, you can't compare Milwaukee to New York City when it comes to women. So
no, you can't.
The only ass that I'm looking at is Bilal.
Bilal? Oh, that's hilarious. Now, are you on Tinder or Farmers Only or Soul Swipe or any of these?
Yeah, I got a Tinder and a Bumble, but I'm not I don't go heavy on it. But
no,
I mean, everyone has one of those.
Now, is it hard, like, on a first date? Are you like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I fight in a cage. Oh, I overdosed 12 times. Are there a lot of red flags on your dates, or do you get a certain?
It's actually really funny though, because they'll be like, oh, what's your Instagram? And I'm like, oh, here's my Instagram. And then like they see like the posts and like they Google your name and they read the articles, and like when you Google my name, it's like. It says like street fight, arrested, overdose, drug addict, and then it's like, and then I'm like, they're like, wow, I read a lot about you, and I'm like, oh, so is that a deal breaker? And then literally 99% of the time they're like, no, you're amazing. I can't believe how much you overcome, and like, it's so you're like a. And I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever.
No,
they love a bad boy. They think they can turn good.
Yeah, a guy that can protect them. Yeah. I mean, but now, do you get a lot of girls though, like in NA or AA, that are like super hot, but kind of like negative?
Dude, bro. So think about the things that like a man would do to get drugs. They steal, they hurt people, they rob, whatever it is. Imagine what a girl does to get drugs. They probably did a lot of
call Greg
things. Usually, when a girl is an addict or an alcoholic, they carry a lot of baggage with them, and it's really just something that never really it never really appealed to me. They're way more fucked up than the guys are.
But that baggage is filled with sex toys and lube.
Well, the thing is though, damaged women are usually the best in bed though.
Oh,
so they take all their problems out on your cock. Like I hate my dad, gobble gobble. Like they just
oh, my dad used to fuck me like this. Yeah, like.
My dad used to. Wow, this went really dark. But yeah, no, exactly. But listen, I got to tell you, Jared, you're an inspiration. I have very close family members that suffer from addiction, and I actually tell them all about you, and I'm gonna root for you for the rest of my life. And I know you're gonna beat this guy in December.
He tells them all about you. He goes, look, it could be worse.
I'm like. I tell him, I'm like, listen, you think you had it rough? Like, look at this dude and look how good he's doing. Yeah. It's such an inspiration. It's such an inspiration. And I'm so happy for you. And I'm so proud of you, man. And so happy to know you. And I told you, like, I actually reached out to him one time. I was like, hey, and he's like, man, anything you need, you call me. And I was like, this is a real guy right here. This is a real human.
They're like, great. There's this guy that owes me $400.
No. Well, that too. So good luck with everything. And I can't wait for your fight. Where can people find you?
On Twitter, I'm J/Gordon MMA, and Instagram, Jared/Gordon, and that's about it.
All right, nice. No more street fights, please.
Yeah. I don't know. It was dumb, but whatever. It was fun actually, but I regretted it.
And you're in Milwaukee, right? A lot of times, do you ever have pickled eggs?
Well, I'm in Queens right now, but I'll be back in Milwaukee September 9th.
So try the pickled eggs, because Greg keeps talking about pickled eggs.
Yeah, they have them at some of the bars, the pickled eggs, man. They're freaky.
He's not at the bars.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe they have the
alcohol,
Yeah. He's like behind bars. But well, thank you, Jared. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right. I like that dude.
Nice. No, he's a good dude. He's got a real story.
Jared Gordon.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. I would never want to be in a street fight against that guy.
No.
The shit that guy's seen.
Picked the wrong day.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm glad we heard the rest of it, because the only part you had was like, then he got thrown through. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, but then what happened? Because I feel like that wouldn't have been enough.
No.
Like you're up against a pro here. He's going to come and make you pay now.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we got the rest of that story. That way you guys like, yeah, the video stopped and you get to see me dropping elbows on his face. I'm like, I knew it. I knew there was no way that could have been the end of the fight.
Oh, and also it shows you that like street fights you never win. Fucking the guy lost his last fight because he couldn't train for fucking 5 months. Yeah. I mean, like that's money right there.
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
fucking
terrible.
money. I mean, So what do you got coming up, Greg?
This weekend I will be in Laughlin for the End of Summer Comedy Fest. Join me there, and then next month I think somewhere around 23rd or 24th, I will be at the Stir Crazy Comedy Club in Phoenix, Glendale, Arizona, right outside of Phoenix, where the Cardinals play. Those are the major ones that I've come up. And then Saturday nights, I will be, of course, the Ha-Ha for the Down and Dirty show. So those will be the other Saturday nights when I'm down the road.
Nice. The Down and Dirty show. I like it. I like it. I will be this Thursday night in Bellevue, Washington. Bellevue, Washington, this Thursday night at the Parlor. And then also...
just on Thursday night?
Just Thursday.
Oh, that's weird.
Just a one-night deal.
Okay.
But then Friday and Saturday, I am in Springfield, Illinois at where am I? Springfield at the Blue Room Comedy Club. Then next week, I am in Chattanooga, Tennessee at the Comedy Cash Thursday to Sunday, actually. And then the following on I'm at Jeremy Piven at the end of September. I think it's on a Thursday and Friday, the 20-something. I'm at the Carson Comedy Club. And then the last week of September, I am in Laugh Lines in Vancouver. First week of October, I am at Des Moines, Iowa at the comedy, at the Funny Bone.
Nice.
So listen, thank you. Also, if you're on Amazon.com and you buy stuff and order stuff, go to AdamHunter.com first, then go to Amazon, and then get whatever you want. So click on my link is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. And think of it as a small donation to the cause.
Yes.
When you think of it, be like, hey, what's the easiest way I can support this show? Oh, I know. I'll just click to Amazon through Adam Hunter's site, and then then I'm supporting the show, which you are. So thank you.
Yes. And also get my new CD called Adam Hunter Still Broke. You can get it on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Play, whatever. So check it out. Thank you guys so much, and take care. Bye-bye.
Trap сонсон trap донсон Түүний сонсдог хөгжим дур булаан Дагаж дуудан дур булаа мууруулаа